So coming to the heart of the possibilities of the AI, when you typically look in, artificial intelligence plays a dominant role in the planning phase. So take a look. How can I bring in that prescriptive insight to estimate my demand and supply? During the COVID phase, there is a huge demand of our vaccinations, but supply was weak. But there is a need for you to provide the prescriptive insights by when I can get it and how can I control that entire demand. So that's where you see that governments played a very important role to understand the supply and also propagate the demand or curtail the demand accordingly. That's the reason they have bifurcated that stages that only 60 and above or anyone with a specific BP or diabetes need to take up the vaccinations first. And likewise, they have put in that kind of a gap so that there is no huge demand pops up. Today, we proudly say that 2 crore vaccinations we have done uh, by doing such kind of a planning. Initially, we had a turbulence, but over the period of time, we were able to mitigate that. So getting such kind of an insights plays a very important role, and AI can play a very important role by looking into the different segment of sources and analyzing and recommending that to us. Similarly, for an opportunity identification, there is a proactive risk identification which you can do. There is a predicting the market prices which you can do depending on the demand or the compliance or the government regulations. So there are some external factors what you need to really study hard before predicting certain things. Today, many of the stock market predictions happens through the AI systems. Similarly, the procurement area, when you try to typically look at the, you might be having so many suppliers. What would be the strategic sourcing from where you need to get? You may look into the location aspect, you may look into the cost aspects, you may look into the accessibility aspects. So AI can do that kind of a mapping and try to help with that models which can recommend what is the strategic engagement with customers you need to, or the suppliers or partners you need to engage with. So getting that kind of smarter insights and doing the proper contract analysis and negotiations can be possibly help when you have the proper insights in hand. If you do not have the insights, you will not be able to do any successful negotiations, especially in the procurement area. Getting that insights plays a very important role. In the manufacturing space, very popular in adopting the AI because of the digital twins and smart warehouse. When I visited a Belgium to a Barco as a company, I found that the smart warehouse was much intelligent. Then Barco, BARCO, they normally develop large scale lighting systems and uh, and they require a very huge warehouses. And to pick up such kind of things or to understand how many parts are there across the stack, it was very difficult. So using the drone and the computer vision technologies, they used to count and get the count of the parts. So using that, making that entire smart warehouse was very critical. And if you typically look into the Amazon warehouses, which are 400 large grounds in space, 400 football ground size in space, have millions of parts. Navigating through the parts, picking up the right part for delivery was very impossible. That's the reason they have developed the Kiva robots, KIWA, that will enable you to go to that particular aisle, pick up the part, and return it back to the person who's going to package and deliver it. Such intelligence have been built into such kind of a robots, which really made a big difference in handling the workloads and volumes. So similarly, proactive and preventive maintenance is also very important by looking into the digital twins, anticipating the reviewing the data and anticipating which are the systems which can go down and require a proactive maintenance. You can trigger it appropriately by setting the expectation. Similarly, one of the art of the possibility is also look into the inventory management area. So when you look into the inventory, you don't want to pile up the inventory when there is no demand. So anticipating the demand and creating the supply was very important. So how you can optimize your inventory, how can you optimize your space, and how can you maximize your stock levels is very critical and important. That's the reason you need to play with some amount of data elements which can continuously feed in that information. And similarly, many organizations today also has got this image recognitions and counting the inventory. That's what I was telling in the procurement drones, right, in the manufacturing. Similarly, looking into the image, understanding this particular image relates to this part, and accordingly count and provide that inputs. So developing that cognitive ability to scan through the image is also very important. and help in ensuring that sufficient supply of the required stock is enabled by giving the periodic inputs. Similarly, the auto fulfillment area, when you look at it, whether you take accounts payable or accounts receivable, invoice, how can you intelligently process your sales orders? And when I say intelligently, you need to know which seller is getting, is there is a required data parts are there, like a date, a GST number in the context of India, order number, the ordering the parts, the price, whatever the discounts if it is there, the person who need to dispatch the check, everything can be intelligently processed rather manually. And similarly, in the order fulfillment area, how can you pick the orders by when the person is trying to call you and give an order on the phone? So whether you need to have a physical person or you want to have a bot which can listen to that and capture the order and say that, okay, I am submitting this particular order on your behalf and getting the work done. So such systems are becoming very, very popular. The cognitive robots, which has an ability to listen, capture the order and respond back with the proper human nuances, was also getting deployed today. And from the marketing space, you can really look into the area where when you're trying to position product services, how can you segment and profile the customers? How can you predict the churn? How can you personalize and contextualize the websites? And automating the what time you need to send it so that you can really optimize your marketing costs. All plays a very important role in making the decisions where AI can recommend and further give you a deeper analysis. Similarly, from the sales area, right from the predictive lead scores. So every salesperson, you need to draw a lot of leads to position his products or make the products bought by the customers. And right from the configuring to the price and the code, CPQ stands for that. You need to ensure that the proactive opportunities are triggered. Once a person inquires about it, you should start tracking it, converse with him, and ensure that is getting addressed. And similarly, if there is a inquiry which is coming in an email management, you should have an ability to parse that particular email and respond to that and accordingly fulfill the need and requirement. E-commerce websites are one of the popular areas I see that people have started leveraging AI to a greater extent because customer-centric and contextual search for the different images playing an important role. Earlier, people used to search in the English language. Now people are asking for the local language. That's the reason you see AI, Amazon started allowing people to search and query in their local language. Even if you cannot type in, you can voice over. So that's where the natural language processing, semantic insights play a very important role in the context. Similarly, the visual marketing, you might be knowing this particular product, a visual image is there, and you want to get to know where I can buy that product. Just capturing the visual image and uploading it for the search can help you understand where it is possible. So conversational e-commerce is becoming a norm in the industry now with the help of the bots like Amazon Echo, Apple Siri, uh, Cortana of Microsoft, uh, becoming very, very popular in nature, or Alexa, are becoming very, very popular where you try to see that the change of behavior. And again, NLP plays a very important role, which is one of the pillar in the AI. Similarly, logistics, if you take anticipating this logistics uh, and looking into the overall optimization of the logistic operations is very, very important and critical. So you see, you need to always look out for the disruptions and you always need to have a risk and contingency plan. During the COVID times, we have seen many such disruptions resulted because if the people who do not have a contingency plan, they fail short of many of the supplies and they need to shut down their business. And you need to ensure that this entire logistic operations are given with lot of information. In fact, when you're trying to send any particular courier, that's again a logistics provider's duty. You keep tracking where your courier packet is. That is all possible because of the RFID tagging in the courier or a sensor tracker in the vehicle which is distributing your package. As long as those gets tracked, communicated, there is an element of curiosity and anxiety can be reduced within the customer space. And once you start reducing it, you start appreciating that customer services keeps on improving and they will be able to perform the functions on their own. Today, many businesses wanted to reduce their amount of tickets which are coming in. So anytime you call a support center, a ticket is getting raised. Let's say, for instance, if your phone is not working, you are overbilled for a particular service. You try to give a complaint, a ticket is raised, and that need to be attended by the person. Before they attend, they need to respond and they need to resolve it. So such kind of a things can be completely translated leveraging the bots and the AI systems, where you can drive self-service portals to manage the functions much better. So these are few of the art of possibilities in the AI according different industry segment. There could be many more which you can really think.